Welcome. What it do, what it is. Heat win 106-103. This is the Miami Heat beat post-game show. That was just about as good as the offense was tonight. I am your host tonight. No Giancarlo Navas. It is me, Franky G. With me on the ones and twos, Mr. Lou Saucy Takes back.
I'm back. I am no longer sick. The offense may have got me nauseous today, but we're back. We're fighting it with some Robitussin, some damn NyQuil, some Dayquil. My dog is excited. I don't know if you heard him bark.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. That's what I love to hear. Lou is committed. He took his 15th vacation of the year, and he is back with some new virus that is going to affect the population of Hialeah. With us, Miami Heat beat rookie K. How you doing today?
I'm all good, brother. Are you good? You sound like Bam in the post game trying to open the show.
Oh man, that's the stutter. I can tell you lying. Heat win, as I mentioned in the beginning, 106-103 against a shorthanded Milwaukee Bucks team in the Emirates Cup. Heat take a comfortable spot in the top of the seat. I think they clinch it with a Knicks loss, if I'm correct.
Yeah, so just to give a little bit of nuance to it, the Miami Heat are currently atop their group. They're 3-1. They have a 49-point differential. The Knicks and the Bucks will play on Friday. The only way the Heat do not clinch the top seed is if the Knicks beat the Bucks by 24 points, or if Milwaukee beats the Knicks by 37? Yeah, 37. So it's still possible.
I thought I heard somebody mention though. I thought I heard E. Reed say they have a tiebreaker over us with the head-to-head matchup, or is point differential first?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but I will find out. Give me just
right. And I want to know because that's what I thought I heard him say. Because it's important, I guess.
That's what we need to know. And Lou is on it as always, Mr. Statistician. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me today? He had, for the first time all season, everybody available, and they went with the starting lineup that not a lot of us expected at this point in the season with how Kalel has played. They went with Tyler, Norm, Davion, Wiggins, and Bam. So small ball lineup. Kate, what were your immediate thoughts when you saw that lineup, and how do you think they performed?
Immediate thoughts. I'm not going to say disheartened. Disheartened is strong. I was a little bit, you know what I mean? Like literally, and all the head action and everything. Cause it's like, it's not quite side on it, but you just like confused. Like after watching Kelly do this, and as we, kind of discussed pre-pod or whatever, watching him play beside, this is traditionally how the Miami Heat would have played, and watching him play beside, the little guys, and watching him play beside Bam for the last couple of games, it's just really noticeable. I say this to say anything, and I've had this fear, ever since Tyler's coming back approaching, and of course they're gonna have to work through it. But in all actuality, Norm is like 6'3", yo, and he's the small forward in this lineup. So Norm is a 6'3" small forward. He's thrived as a 6'3" wing in the NBA, but you have to consider that when you're talking defense, as well as how they're gonna line up against other teams.
No, absolutely. And chat says that the beam is lit so bright that it's reflecting off K's do-rag. That's hilarious. Shout out to Legends Agenda. Lou, same thing. What were your thoughts on the starting lineup, and how do you think they performed? Give us the stats too.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna just tell you how I think they performed. I'm gonna I'm not going to tell you how I think. I'm going to tell you what the stats say. And the stats say they sucked as a starting lineup. There's no other way to put it. They were the most used lineup. They were -10 in 20 minutes, -24 net rating. The offense was sub 100 offensive rating. The defense was over 120. They just weren't good. A lot of it had to do, in my opinion, with just a lot of over switching and overextending. How can you make your size deficiencies, like Kay said, with Norm being a wing or a 3, is basically, if you overextend Bam and you get him out of the paint, it's just free eats down there. So Miles Turner had himself a game. Even in the first quarter, he wasn't really doing much of the scoring, but they were sending two, they were spraying out for threes, getting cuts, getting secondary rebounds. It's just too much that you're asking for. I think that's why they went to a lot of zone. But the starting lineup in particular really, really struggled, in my opinion, defensively, and those ended up leaking into offensive struggles. The Heat's defense has been so good at forcing turnovers and getting out and running early that them not being able to get stops really hurt the offense in a lot of points today. And by the way, I do have the stats. So the Heat did lose to the Knicks, and head-to-head record is first. So if the Heat lose, if the Knicks beat the Bucks on Friday, then we'll be the second team in the conference. However, it does look like we should be in contention for that wild card or whatever you want to call it, just off a point differential. The Cavs can't win by 17 and the Pistons can't win by 25. That's kind of what it's looking like.
Okay, so they're still in contention here. So that's great news, because when the NBA Cup was announced, I thought the Heat would be really striving for that, and they have not gotten out of the group stage any year so far. So I'm hoping they can do so this year. To touch on to the starting lineup, I don't think it's one thing or another this game in particular. Starting lineup has been an issue all season long. They have not been able to find a consistent group that can start the game off strong. It's largely been the bench all season doing it. One thing I do want to talk about is Tyler Herro, obviously, second game back. Another strong performance offensively, 9-15 from the field, 29 points, team high, of course, 7 assists, second to Davion. I thought his floor game was really strong. He 3 of 5 from deep, 6 of 10 from 2, 8 for 8 from the line, which, great game, getting to the line, like a complete offensive game from him. Lou, what did you see from Tyler on his game? What did you like? What do you think is still a little rusty and needs some time?
What did I like? He's just getting to his spots, man. Like, he's being quick, he's being decisive. Whoever thought Tyler was going to dribble the air out of the basketball just really hasn't seen Tyler perform in other roles. Like, that's typically hasn't been his game. He was forced to do that last year, and honestly, he excelled at it, even though how much I didn't like that style of play, like the heliocentric. I don't think we're ever built for that. But him coming off of swings and attacking guys off closeouts, we see his floater is money. He's amongst the best floaters in the league. I think he's literally has the second best floater in basketball, just behind Jokic. That guy is typically the best at a lot of things in this league nowadays, so it's tough to top him. Pause. But it's just a very impressive floor game from him. Like he's really letting it shoot. And the most impressive thing, Frankie, is the 8 free throws. Like, I don't care about anything else. If Tyler Herro can do himself a favor and getting to the line 5-6 times a game, that's 5 points he's getting additional to whatever else he's shooting. It's going to help his percentages. It's going to help everything else out. And it's just going to make his life easier. Like, that's what made Norm take a leap while he was out. Like, Norm's always been a great scorer, but him getting to the free throw line as much as he has been, and we saw Tyler actually pick up a couple of the same style of foul calls that Norm was picking up.
Yeah.
Like, those things are super crucial in just getting your efficiency higher, getting things within the flow of the offense. And it, for better or for worse, like, Tyler's shooting 85-90% at the line every single season he's been in the league. Like,
yeah, he's one of the better shooters in the league.
That's what you want from him. That's the best shot he's going to take, is that free throw. So
yeah,
I was very happy with his game. I thought he passed the ball well. Defensively, he hasn't really been picked on too much. So it's so far he's doing good, man. I have no complaints so far.
Yeah, he we talked about this when he was drafted, but like, his best skill set was a free throw percentage. He was one of the best shooters out of the draft class and in college, but he just didn't get to the line. So it doesn't matter if you shoot 90%, if you get to the line one, 2 times a game, you're not impacting the game. But when 8 possessions, 8 free throws, that's great. That's a great alternative option. So when not a night like tonight, but when you don't have it going, you get to the line, you make them pay, you slow it down, you get your defense set. And as for a team that likes to press, that's important. So, Kay, I know you're a big Tyler fan. How did you feel about his performance?
I mean, for Tyler, he's gonna score, and I think it's been mentioned his ability to set teammates up and make decisions tonight. Really continued to evolve for me. I note the pass he made to Bam where he could have forced up his own shot, the floater. He could have went off glass there. And then I know even the one late where it seemed as though Tyler was gonna take the baseline floating or baseline leaning jump shot, but he hit a cutting Bam who was 1-on-1 in the middle in his sweet spot. In a triggering position, because once Bam finally gathered it after a quick second, all he had to do was flip it up, and that's a big bucket coming down in clutch time to help the Heat close that game. So I really like his decision making tonight, when to shoot the shots, when to get off the rock. Just total overall, it was a mature game from him, and that's what you wanted to see with him coming back, especially with this team being in the flow that they were. Now, you also mentioned something defensively and him not being picked on. And that's something that I want to continue to see evolve too, because you hope that he took the Jerome situation from the playoffs personally. Specifically, everybody attacked him, but it was a big deal because Jerome literally sought him out, like a snake to heat. So it's like you want to see him continue to compete, and I didn't want to chalk it up to just first game excitement, right. But he's done some things defensively in these 2 games back that I haven't seen physically, just physically from a will perspective. And you just hope that continues along with the offense and the decision making there.
Yeah, because a lot of the talk, especially last year, was about him having to carry such a burden offensively that it's and then being attacked defensively, it was killing them.
And that's understandable. Physical, but this year with this offense and having the depth and the support, no excuses there. We want to see you compete on both ends just as hard.
Exactly, and like you said, he hasn't really been targeted yet. Granted, I don't think the Milwaukee's roster today, I think we mentioned that they were missing Giannis. They were also missing Kevin Porter Jr., who's one of their lead ball handlers and one of the guys who gets busy in pick and roll for them. And then the other night, guys were shorthanded. The other team was shorthanded as well. So we got to see over the course of the team of the season as well. I think we will also see some adjustments. And Lou, I really wanted to talk about the rotation, because this is something that we talked about when they were going to be fully healthy. Who plays, who doesn't play, not just the starting lineup, but we saw a lot of mixed matches and an all bench unit. We saw they still went 10 deep. Jaime played 17 minutes, and I thought he was pretty fine. I thought the minutes total was pretty low for him.
Yep.
I was pretty surprised by some of the decisions in there, and it's the first game back. First game with everybody all hands on deck. So Spo had a lot to go for to choose from, and that's going to change game to game and over the course of the season with other healthy bodies. But what surprised you most about the rotation tonight?
I guess the biggest surprise is from the start of the season to today is the Miami Heat have found a point guard rotation. They are spending 48 minutes with one of Davion or Drew Smith on the floor. So you have to chalk that in. It was one of the things I was looking for, especially with everybody healthy, Tyler, Pella, Norm, maybe they decide to take some minutes from one of those guys. That wasn't the case today. And the other very shocking thing is they went 11 players deep, or what was it, 10? It felt like it was 10.
10
yeah, it was 10 guys deep. Realistically, it was 9. Fontecchio barely played, but still just the lack of Jaime minutes was a shocker. I didn't think he was, to your point, Frankie, I didn't think he was playing bad. I thought he was actually playing a very good floor game, was really getting those mismatches when he needed to, getting to the rim, continuing to put pressure on the basket. I thought he was still playing good enough, and he got out. There was 2, Pella, Drew Smith, and Khalil Ware all played more minutes than him off the bench. So I hope it's not an injury thing. And, I'm glad that he still played good. It's just something to monitor because, realistically, he's been our best player off the bench. He's been in contention for 6th man of the year. I don't think that's even a wild statement to say. He's been super consistent, and he's been one of the driving forces of one of the best bench units in basketball. So it was just shocking to see, him not really get that many minutes, especially the discrepancy between his minutes and Wiggins' minutes was about 11 or something. 14. Damn, that's too many. That's too many. That difference is too big. But yeah, he was just like, that was my biggest takeaway. No Nico. Kind of felt like that's where they were gonna go, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But I am happy. My biggest happiness with this rotation is typically we had seen leading up to this point, and this is a big credit to Ware. When Ware did not start, he did not play with Bam. The day that was not the case.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ware and Bam minutes today is actually what won. The Ware minutes in general is what won them the game. But Bam with Ware today was what helped, like they were good with those minutes. Like it was a positive step, and that's something that realistically wasn't the case for most of the season prior to the Bam injury and Ware really finding his footing over the last 2 weeks. So this is very, very impressive, and it's a great step forward, not just for Bam and for Ware this season, but long term. Like that's what you wanted to see.
Yeah, I think the untalked about thing so far has been I'm not a big fan of the Wiggins with the bigs.
I hate
personally,
Wiggins with the bigs.
And I just looked it up. The three Wiggins and the two bigs. It's in 42 minutes of removing low leverage on databaller.com. It's a minus 29 net rating. If you take Wiggins out, only 37, but a simple sample size, 20 plus 28 net rating. That's a huge difference. The defensive rating 94.9, offensive rating 123.1. Like that's a huge difference. But Chad was talking about them playing better separate. Bam by himself, no Ware, no Wiggins, plus 17.9 net rating. Ware by himself, no Bam, no Wiggins, plus 10. Similar minutes sample, so can talk about that. I just think Wiggins has been a difficult fit for this offense at times. Like he's not a great enough shooter. He's not a great dribbler and decision maker. Like he's not really getting to the rim off the catch, off rips. So I'm if anybody's got to get moved, I think they could afford to move him and fit somebody. But like Kay said, Norman's 6'3". That's you're asking a lot from him, especially, I'm not too upset with him. First night back, a hip and groin injury has been battling.
Yeah, for sure.
Like him having a rough night, especially, it's not going to be a seamless fit. But Kay, what'd you think about Norm's game overall? Or anything concerned you about Norm returning to the lineup? And Wiggins too. We got to give him some grace. He did return to the lineup as well.
Right. Wiggins' game is played at 18 feet. And this offense is designed to be played from behind the three-point line or from 15 feet and in. So that's the thing. That's just it right there. Wiggins plays the game from 18 feet. Okay, we got that out the way. As far as Norm, nothing concerned me with him. Off shoot night, he's been a little short on his shot for the last couple of games. And I don't know if that coincides with him getting over that groin tweak that he just had.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole team shot poorly tonight for the most part. So it wasn't just a him thing there. Shots weren't going down, but you still like to see him, getting into their offense, for lack of better terms, which is just playing with pace, getting some of the easier buckets out in transition to account for the lack of shooting. But eventually down the stretch, when you needed a couple of big buckets from Norm in situations, he was able to come through and deliver. And as long as they're able to continue to play off one another and nobody starts to press because they're like that, and as long as you don't see it, we have to mention it, as long as you don't see any of those, weird looks or emotional things because a guy is on tonight and a guy isn't, as long as they're all happy and celebrating for each other, you're not going to see any concern there, because I have full confidence that Norm's going to bounce back as soon as Saturday.
Yeah, next game's on Saturday against Detroit. I'm not too concerned either. I think that the defenses the last two games have kind of responded to the Heat's lack of shooting. Dallas the other night, they're helping on the drives more, crashing more, and they're daring the Heat to hit shots, which I was surprised it took this long to do so. Lou, we've talked about this, that on paper, they don't have a lot of shooters. They have guys who can hit shots, but not a lot of guys that I'm afraid of hitting a ton of shots with, if you don't include Norm and Tyler, because they're obviously 20-point per game scorers. But Simone has shot out of his mind to start the season. The rest of the guys have shot well, but I don't understand why they haven't been crashing more up until this point. I think part of it is their early drives and transition and secondary
100%.
offense has really helped. And they've been slower the last two games, but that part of that is because they haven't been able to set their defense. They've been running back and forth. because they haven't been able to hit shots. So we'll see how this goes over the course of time. But is there anything that concerns you over the last couple of games, or you think they're just missing shots?
I think some of it is they're just missing shots. Truthfully, today they shot 3 of 14 from corner threes. That's 21%. Like that's not a good look for them. Like just in general, like I'm not really too worried about the quality of the looks, because I feel like in that first half, I think they finished with 53 points or something. They should have had like 60, 65. So many threes were going in and out. Wiggins threes, Powell's threes were, around the basket too. Like they were just missing some shots that I feel comfortable with. Fontecchio has like come all the way back down to earth after shooting like 50% for like the first month of the season. Shocker, he's not a 50% 3-point shooter, but it's, like the overall, the biggest takeaway, Frankie, for me is this Heat team is finding different ways to win.
Yeah.
That was not the case last year. Last year was the complete opposite. You can flip those words. Last season's team was hitting threes and finding ways to lose. It was just the case. When they got drives going, they were still finding ways to lose. This team has pulled out, granted, not against the best competition, obviously these last 2 games, but they're still finding ways to finish the game on top and get and like actually close these games out. That hasn't been the case. Bam hit a huge floater. Tyler the other day obviously hit a floater to win. Like they're just doing what it takes to fully win the game, and that's the most impressive thing. Like last season, they led the league in clutch games and they led the league in clutch losses because they couldn't close. It's felt like this year it's kind of it's been inverted. Not that they've been a great clutch team. I don't have the stats in front of me, but just the eye test tells me they're a lot better than last. Like last year,
I think they're at like 80% win percentage right now, but it's not a lot of clutch games.
Yeah, for sure.
So it can't be that many of them, right?
Yeah, they've been in control most of the season, but like you said, they have to win in different ways. It's an 82 game season, so you're gonna have games where you can't shoot the ball, and you have to find a way to win. And 6 in a row. Spo's 800th career win. Congrats to Spo.
Damn, man.
We got a quote from him saying, Coach Spo on reaching his 800th win. I'm having a hell of a time. I love what I do. I love this profession. I love working for this organization. Like, okay, do we take for granted Coach Spo?
Yes. Of course.
Hell yes.
Like, I mean, because you know what I'm saying? Like, I said it, I almost got on him early in the show. Like, come on, Spo, how you not going to play the bit? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I feel like, even though it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, as individually as fans, like what I say, what you say, it doesn't matter. But I think he appreciates the fact that we still in tune with what he got going on enough to ask those questions because he feel the way he do. I feel like he still appreciate the grind, still appreciate all the little. He's a maniac, like he's really a sicko. Yeah, so like all of this rotation stuff, he love it. He's going to like figure out basketball tonight before Thanksgiving, like rotational stuff. He's going to dwindle this down to probably like 8.5, 9 men by by Saturday. He's going to find some more minutes for Jaime, and that might come at the sacrifice of Fontecchio, especially if he can't get the shooting back more consistent. But I think, and you guys have mentioned it, but it's the elephant in the room right now. You're probably going to have to move somebody, and I'm just not going to say nobody's name because I don't want to act like I'm starting a campaign, but you're just going to have to move somebody. And I think that's going to have to be the hard conclusion. But, yeah, back to the main thing. We take Spo for granted. He's amazing. Is he finally going to get the award?
Coach of the year.
Hey, Frankie, I told you it was probable this season. I didn't believe this team was going to be this good, but I saw a light, and I've seen Spo loves these rosters. He loves to be underestimated. When Spo has time, he can do great things. Sometimes his stubbornness gets in the way, but if he really has time to sit down and dissect things, we see 6 in a row. Like I could not. If you would have told me the Miami Heat would have won 6 games in a row this season, that would have had to be plus some. I don't know. Ask Terry Rozier for the odds at this point, because he probably knows them. But it would have had to been some high. He got
as long as as possible.
It's not for real. Shout out Terry for real. But I saw somebody just really quick. I saw somebody comment. it's 2 games back with Tyler and the offense is bogged down. Just really quick to completely discredit that, the offense has been faster with Tyler on the floor than without him on the floor. The offense is not bogged down due to Tyler Herro. The offense has bogged down due to other factors. The shooting hasn't been as good. We talked about the defense not being as good. Like, we need to, and this is again, Frankie, what am I? I'm defending Tyler Herro. Like, this is so unlike me. But no, for real, like, people are jumping the gun. They're jumping conclusions. This is 2 games. This is the first game where they get their full team together. Spoelstra doesn't even understand his rotation. He doesn't even know where this is going right now.
Yeah,
we can tell because, look at what we're 18 games into the season, 19 games into the season, almost a quarter of the way into the season, and the Miami Heat just finally got fully healthy. Like, this is going to take some time. It typically takes about 10, 15 games to fully get your rotation set. And not everybody's going to be happy in terms of like the fans. Somebody's like, one of these guys is going to have to sacrifice minutes. That doesn't mean that they're not good enough to be in the rotation. Sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles. And, honestly, I'm glad, to Kay's point, to Frankie's point, I'm glad we got the guy who got 800 wins making that decision. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah, absolutely. He I think Spo can frustrate us with the tinkering, but at the end of the day, more times than not, he is going to pull out the best of this team at every single year. If they don't have it, it's not for lack of trying. It's not for lack of tinkering. It's not for lack of effort. It's not for lack of scheming. Like, especially now that Spo has even evolved offensively, his mindset and like a lot of his old head stubborn ways offensively with the pace, especially. We talked about this ad nauseum in the offseason, on stream, off stream, how like they have the guys to run. It's just if they finally run, and they're running, this is they didn't even get also to your point about them being fully healthy. They didn't even have this in the preseason. This was their first run. Like, Tyler's hit the ground running offensively. Guys have to adjust to it. And it's a lot of shot profile. Guys who were taking 12 shots now taking 8, taking 6, and you gotta. It's going to be game to game. Like, Tyler even mentioned this at last press conference that he might have 2 points. Like, he's just got to play within the flow of the offense. I think he's done a pretty good job of it. I thought first game he was a little bit trying not to step on people's toes at first, and then he kind of got comfortable. He's finding his spots where he could be effective, and I think I'm not too concerned of it. Kay, I don't think you're concerned overall. From these last 2 games, right?
No, not at all. You can't look at it and say, like, I understand. And I think, to everybody's point, the first thing people are going to say is, oh my God, the offense is slowed down. But that's just not true. The shots got to go in for them to continue to do the same things. When you look at them operating, they're still getting the same looks. And I think that was important from what was mentioned earlier. The shots might not be going down now, but as long as they're getting the quality looks, that's all that matters. The shots aren't tough. I mean, the thing that I hated the most about the last 3 years offense was the fact that I would say maybe 60% of the shots, they probably came in the last 8 seconds of the shot clock or right at the cusp of there being a violation. It's like, what is taking so long to get off? In some situations, a half-ass look. Yeah. So it's like, at least they're able to get to the quality looks, and the makes and the misses, we'll worry about that once it's something to worry about. But they're getting the quality looks, and that's all that matters. There's nothing to worry about. No alarm to be wrong.
No, 1,000%. That's something I touched on in the preseason as well. That I think officially the numbers were like it was literally a quarter of their shots were under 8 seconds. And they were one of the worst teams producing hitting shots in that span. Like, it's inefficient. And they cut that in half this season. They've cut that in half. There are barely any shot clock violations. They're barely against the clock. And most importantly, they're getting to their actions early. They're hitting ahead, moving the ball, attacking, making the defense rotate, kicking it out, rotating, and making them like working the offense and working the defense to get a good look. And that was such a struggle the last few years. I was so damn tired of watching this team pound the ball, pass the ball, walk the ball up, pound the ball in the half court. Couldn't get anything productive going. Got some more comments from Spo here on the scoring dip from the last 2 games. Tyler's going to add. It'll take time. Last 2 games, it's not because Tyler came back. Teams will try to scheme, and we need to do better at what we do. I'm looking forward to practice Friday. He talked about the switching as well. Tonight, I just think we did a really poor job of making second efforts against the post up. We made a lot of mistakes in the first half against the pick and rolls. Whatever the scheme is, we adjusted after that and went more traditional. I think some of that also, we talked about the Davion switching and getting matched up to Turner with Bam and Turner going off. But I think, they've been a lot cleaner for over the course of the seasons. Teams are going to adjust. Teams are going to scheme them up and find holes and poke at it. But like Spo says, you got to bring them on, bring those adjustments on so we can make adjustments. We can find our counters. And I think, we don't need to overreact to everything. We got some comments here. I like this question here from what Fig said, one of our loyal listeners here. Says, why does Tyler playing help defense off corner shooters keeps getting blown by on baseline? So the Heat have always preached to protect the basket, and they'll help out on the corners, they'll help off the corners. They give up the most they're always in top 5 in corner threes given up. But it's a scheme thing. It's not. He's doing his job. He's helping off, even in zone. There was one possession late where I saw him help off. He did his job, and nobody backed him up and rotated the corner. So he helped inside to take it away, and then had to sprint out to the corner. So that's just an adjustment there. They said he also asked. We had minutes with Tyler and Jaime playing together. What do you guys think of that, Lou? What do you think? I know we didn't get to see a lot of Jaime today, but what do you think of their minutes together?
I felt like we barely got any of their minutes together. If I'm being honest, I can't even truthfully recall how many minutes they played together. It was 5 minutes together. Too small of a sample size.
Yeah.
I truly can't tell you if they were it didn't feel awkward. Like nothing today felt awkward offensively, other than the fact the ball wasn't going in the basket sometimes. But the process was still good. They were getting their shots early. They were decent looks for the most part. Guys were driving. The ball didn't feel like it was sticking. These are all positive things, in my opinion. It's just, ultimately, Norm not shooting good from 3, Fontecchio not hitting his threes, Wiggins not hitting his threes, Pell not shooting good from 3. All these things factor into just the overall temperament of the offense, I guess.
They finished shooting 28% from deep as a team. They shot 21% from 3 in the first half. I thought also they cleaned up the turnovers. Okay. First half they had 9 turnovers. We lost Lou. We'll get him back in a second. And second half they responded with 5. They cleaned that up a lot. So I think as the game progressed, they played better. They played stronger. What do you think about the offense as a whole? And with Kalel, I want to dive into Kalel's performance as well. Strong first half, 11-5, and then one shot attempt in the second half.
He makes the offense easier, obviously, just by being there, being that lob threat, being a ultimate, I want to say placeholder on your decision card. It's if you fall back, I got a good shot. I'm gonna either be able to take the floater or pull up for the jumper. Well, I'm gonna make you play me, which Davion has mastered. And then I got that behemoth at the rim that all I got to do is put it anywhere near it, and he's going to go get it. So I think that he makes the overall offense easier, and you want to see him on the court. As we've insinuated and touched on and mentioned in a myriad of ways throughout the pod already, you want to see him on the court for that reason. Because then, as you saw tonight, especially if you're going to play with pace, if you're going to allow him to sprint down the court, all you need to do is be able to get it down there, because he's going to finish anything that's down there, as mentioned. So you also worry that his impact wasn't felt as much in the second half, only because they were able to do as much damage as they were able to do in the paint. But for the most part, as long as he's on the floor and still being active, you'll take the minimization of actual shot attempts, because I think you mentioned it. Yeah, he didn't have any points in the second half, but he still had the 4 boards in a game that went the way that it did. You appreciate his effort leveled on that, but you want to continue to see him grow and get more opportunity from an offensive perspective, because that's only going to help us. He's been the best 3-point shooter the last 2 games too. So, I mean, you got to have him being active from a attempting shots perspective too. But I like his activity. It wasn't poor or anything like that.
No, I'm not saying he was at all. I just want to.
Oh no, I agree. I just didn't want to come off and sound like, you know what I mean.
I got you.
No, he wasn't poor. Again, man. The brother's been so good.
Yeah.
The last couple of games that it's like, okay, I'm expecting you to come out and be like 18 and 22 almost every other game now. It's just what I expect. You did this.
And he was still a +6 in the second half.
Right. Still good.
Being involved offensively. I'm just wanted to bring it up in case anyone had some objection or had some thoughts about it. They had some nice plays here. Let's get some quick highlights here. Get out of here so we can start our Thanksgiving break here. I thought this was one of the better plays here. They're coming down in secondary transition. Bam switches on ball because of the double drag. Ryan Rollins picks up his dribble, gets the ball back. Ware switches onto Rollins here, holds his ground really well, forces a contested shot. Bam gets the rebound, brings it up, looks up. Ware runs the floor hard, half court lob for the slam. That was a pretty pass. Great job running the lane and getting to the basket very easily. Lou, that's something we've talked about, that their connection continues to evolve. And I've seen a lot of things recently, the last two games, especially Bam's passing to Ware, the live dribble passing, that needs to be an element of Bam's game offensively, and especially to Ware. What do you think about this?
I love it, and I love it for different reasons. I love it because defensively, Ware has been doing a much better job on these switches, and it makes it a lot easier when the 5 switches out, you have somebody else who can grab the rebound. That was kind of lacking when Bam was out there by himself, but him with Ware being able to force that deep contested 3 on a point guard and then be able to hustle down the floor. That's been one of his biggest weak links. Has been his motor. That wasn't the case on that play, hasn't been the case as recently, and obviously that's why he's been getting more and more minutes and entrusted with even more and more responsibilities. He's earned it at this point. But I love Bam rebounding, looking up and hitting it to Ware. This was a great play just in general by both of them. And shout out Drew Smith for the box out.
Of course, Drew's been great. Here was one of the great plays here. Tyler gets a deflection, knocks it to Pell with a bad pass, but Tyler recovers in the corner with the little Rondo fake and the floater in clutch time. Kay, did this make you get off your feet? Get on your feet, and you were screaming on this one.
Of course. So as you mentioned my do-rag earlier, I was getting my hair braided, and I got up out the chair. And you know what I mean? She was looking at me and I'm like, my bad. Did you see the move? What really impressed me was the way he was already setting the defender up on the errant pass. He let it leak. You know what I mean? He let it get and then all the way to the corner. He set his feet, which is almost like a hard fake if you're Tyler Herro. It's a shot fake because the defender is thinking, oh my God, he's about to Tyler Herro me from this corner. Look at it. Oh my God, and he already cooked. And then he hit him with another one for good measure just to make it look cute. And hit him with the patented Tyler floater. And it's what you love to see, especially in clutch time when you need a bucket. Your big players making big plays, man.
Yep. Yeah. No, he was great tonight. And Siobhan wanted me to talk about the high-low, how the Bucks were clearing out the empty side corner. So we know the Heat like to switch. They get matched up in transition a lot, and especially when they're small, they have to, sometimes guards have to pick up small guys. So here they're coming down in transition. Wiggins is matched up on Turner, and the Bucks are going to clear out the empty side because when you front the post, Norm is the weak side guy has to cheat over and be aware of the pass overhead. So they reverse the ball. Trent slides up, Wiggins slides down, and that takes away his easy help lane. He's trying to front Turner still. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. This thing is not reacting. There we go. So Trent rides up, makes Norm move away. Wiggins is by himself. He's doing a good job fronting, but when you're hedging up top, it opens up the pass right here for the slip. Something they got to watch for on tape, and they did a much better job in the second half here with Turner coming on the weak side. Bam doesn't time the jump real quick. An adjustment to be made. Another time here. On ball, they're matched up a little bit more traditionally. Jaime on Turner, Ware against Portis in the corner. Here we go. Jaime's been really good fronting the post all season. We saw it against the Knicks. Ware loses his man a little bit, comes to the high-low. Portis comes high post, and that opens up the pass right there. I think that's Simone right there. Great job helping, but they make the pass to the weak side. It's got to be effort. That's what Spo talked about in the post game. If you're going to front the post, you're going to play small. You got to be able to be reactive and be aggressive and be on time. And those little things that they fixed on, like Turner had a good game, but the defense was fantastic here. They allowed a 92.4 points in the half court, points per possession. That's really good. Milwaukee scored 103 points per possession in the overall. That's really good. Like, I know we get mad about that. Like, it's frustrating to see those individual plays, but overall, yeah, you're missing all the plays that they blow up because of the switching and Cooper Moorhead talked about this a little bit on Twitter. Lou, are you concerned about the switching on the perimeter?
Yes, I am. If it was as lazy as it was today.
Yeah.
It has to be like, and like the fronting the post. It's not just the guy fronting the post that was the issue for me. A lot of the time was the guy guarding the entry pass to the post that was just,
pressure.
Yeah, the ball pressure needs to like ramp up, especially if you're going to be that small and Bam is going to be out there on the perimeter. You gotta force turnovers because you're not switching. Like you have to be switching with the intent of forcing a turnover, like not allowing them to like not even get a good look at the rim, and then everybody crashing for boards. I do think the switching is going to slow down their pace just a little bit. If that is, if the lack of turnovers continues to be the case, they just need to work on it. Ultimately, I do think that's why we will see starting lineup change, and I don't think that this is the ideal starting lineup. I think one of Tyler or Norm needs to go to the bench, and it's tough. It's tough to say that.
It's not crazy.
But it shouldn't be crazy, but it's crazy considering the fact how good how good Norm has played this season and how good Tyler has played this season. It's just a lot of them like not trying to step on each other's toes has been the case offensively, and then defensively, if you're gonna be not really forcing these turnovers, bring in somebody who is a better defender. Like whoever it may be, whether that's Wiggins, whether that's Ware, and then you can really switch and grab rebounds behind, and you're not over helping and over switch or like over rotating and stuff and like overcompensating for size. I think that'll just be better long term. And also, I think they will both appreciate them because I thought they both looked better when the other person wasn't on the floor today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So it's just something to monitor. I don't expect them to come out here and look good game one, or like nothing is like seamless. So this is fine, but just something to monitor. If I'm being honest.
Kate, did you want to touch on that?
No, I think you said it perfectly. I'm looking for that, but it's 2 games in. I like to give it at least 5 to 7 before I make those kind of declarations. No, to your point, but I'm not hating on what you said either, because I mean, what we see is what we see.
Yeah.
And you kind of, I'm big on this thing called rock rain. I call it rock rain because it's rain over rock. It's important. There's only one of them, and that's the thing about Jaime. And I'll touch on Jaime to kind of touch on that, which is something I want to get off. He's going to have to sacrifice rock rain because of what you said. You got to find optimal times to get Norman his touches, as with him being the main trigger man. Then you got to find times for Tyler to get him his touches. So the odd man out here tonight, especially, was going to be the secondary trigger man when Tyler wasn't there, which has been Jaime. So they're going to have to. So that's Spo's thing. Now, instead of having 2 guys that can go get it done as your trigger guy, you got 3, and that's his key challenge. But I think that's what you have to work out if you're Spo too. Whereas Jaime was clearly your bench trigger man. Like, he was clear 6th man of the year candidate. I think I saw that reported too. Somewhere he's a leading candidate. Good for him. I'm glad that they're showing him love. Absolutely. But He knew that was his role. Well, now you have two dominant trigger man, and you have to figure that out. And they might be better without each other, and that's just something you're gonna have to figure out too.
I was surprised he didn't stagger them. And Spo's always had an issue staggering guys like that. Like I was so tired of during the Jimmy years where they were going to games in the fourth quarter with no Jimmy, no Tyler, no Bam on the floor, and it took a while for him to find his groove with Bam and Ware. So maybe it's just that, because there was minutes where it was just an all bench lineup, and Lou, you said you had no issue with it, but I thought that's pockets where you can get Norm going.
Oh, yeah. I don't have an issue with the all bench lineup being there. I do have, like you said, because I think the bench has been good enough that them playing together doesn't necessarily bother me from like a winning games perspective, but from like maximizing the team perspective, I do agree with you. You do need to stagger these guys. Like, it is no shocker. How many points did Norm score today? 11 points, and he played what, 28 minutes or something?
Yeah.
28 minutes. Well, he played less than 9 minutes without Tyler, and he scored 6 of his points. Like, that is not a shocker to me. Like, he was 3 for 5 without Tyler. In those 9 minutes, he got 5 shots off. In the other 21 minutes or 20 minutes that he played, he got what? Literally the same amount of shots off too. Like, this isn't shocking. It's just something to monitor. I do want them to get staggered as much as possible, just because like we both stated, like, none of these guys are necessarily lockdown defenders either.
Yeah.
And ironically, Tyler played just a little bit over 12 minutes without Norm and had 14 points. So this is like, they were both better offensively without the other person there. It's just something to monitor, just a 1 game sample size. But
it's Norm's first game back from the injury as well, so we got to give him credit as well.
I forgot about that. Right.
So
I expected, if I'm being honest. No. To like you guys said, like, it's just 1 game.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take some kind of like crazy mastermind in basketball to just tell you
it's not physics, man. It's not physics.
They operate the same spots. Like, they're comfortable doing similar things. They're gonna have to sacrifice. So what way is the best to try to make them sacrifice as least as possible? Like, stagger their minutes as much as you can.
I think I don't see one of them coming off the bench.
I don't either.
But we talked about, like, staggering is an option. Like, you don't have to play them a shit ton together. You can do an early sub, get one of them out, let one play the most of the first and swap out for each other.
I was about to say first 4 minutes, last 4 minutes, and in the middle,
exactly.
You gotta figure out what's your best balance.
Exactly. But like,
start the halves, and if it's working, they can close. That's it. Like,
right.
6 minutes, and if anything, the last 4. That's it. But
absolutely.
Other than that, like, just, I mean, also, it's early in the season. You got, like, they have to play together to make this shit work. Like, rather,
or at least figure out if they don't.
Exactly. You got time, but
exactly,
just something to monitor here.
And chat was asking why are we being patient with Bam and Wiggs? Bam and Ware playing together, but not Tyler and Powell. Well, you drafted Ware with the first round pick. You are committed to Bam. You have less time with Powell because he's upcoming free agent. You haven't given Herro an extension. Like, it's some common sense where the investment lies, because it's more easier to move one of those guys at this point with the commitment at where it is. But also it's you got a one-way guy, 2 one-way guys as well
that are 6'4" and like
Bam
are good defensively.
Bam and Ware are interchangeable on both sides. Both of them can play on the perimeter and the interior offensively, and they both are pretty good defenders and rebounders defensively. They're interchangeable. Right. Not the case with Herro and 6'2" Norman Powell.
Yeah, and it's also like we talked about that the part of the Ware and Bam last year were like a +6, I think, on the court, the net rating over a good sample size. I think Wiggins brings that down a lot. And he's so far this season without Wiggins, they're a +28 as a duo, and small sample size, but it's 37 minutes without Wiggins and 42 minutes with Wiggins, and it's literally -29 with Wiggins, +28 without Wiggins. So, like, I think Wiggins has just been a tough fit, just stylistically, offensively. I don't want he hasn't. If you look at his numbers, they're not bad, but his on-off numbers are horrible.
He needs. I think ultimately they will bench Wiggins before they bench Norman or Tyler, and I'm okay with that as long as it's Ware coming in. Like you need the size, I'm cool with that because if you're gonna be, because the Heater today, the Heat played what was it? 3 guys who were 6'5" and under, and 2 of which were not good defenders. Like. Just
is it 3 because they played Davion, Drew, Ty.
No, I'm talking. I'm talking about the. Yeah, I'm talking about the starters. Yeah. I'm talking about.
The starters. Gotcha. My bad.
Yeah, and like Wiggins is a wing, but he doesn't necessarily switch onto 5s as good as like Jaime does. Mm-hmm. We saw him get bowled a couple times by Turner. Like it's just maybe it's a preference thing. Again, be patient, but it's just something that I'm going to need to see it to believe like the lineup working with what they put out there today.
Yeah. And I don't think I think Davion has been really good on both ends this season. I don't think he's been an issue. It's hard. And with 2 guys who both need a lot of touches, you need some guys who are going to sacrifice in those lineups. So Davion is a guy who can play off ball, get you the ball, in the spots like a traditional point guard. He's one of the more traditional point guards they've had in a long time. But he defends, he gets off ball, gets the guys in their spot. And I think there is value to play him and continue to start him. But ideally this works. You have a point forward at the 3. But you need somebody on the perimeter that can guard, especially if you're going to play Powell and Herro together.
Right, but if you're going to play Davion, I think that's why you play Davion because you got to have defense on that front line and at the point of attack. But that, to you guys' point, and I think this would be this pretty much it on that. To wrap it, to answer a lot of the questions, even with the switching thing, you said in so many answers, we all come back to the same thing. You can do all of that if you're going to play Kellel and Bam together.
Yeah. It's a lot easier.
You can pretty much do anything on the front end and they'll be able to clean it up as long as what you're doing it for is actually working. Like if you're playing Norm and by the way, we want that to work. That's not like we don't want it to work. 100%. Like we want it to work, but as long as that's working offensively and they're both able to equitably get their stuff off and it's working from a perspective of team success, then you roll with it. But I think that one of the key ways to ensure that works and doesn't hurt you defensively in any form of fashion in all other areas is to play Bam and Kellel together.
I also think if you're not going to play them together, you need a move to get a guy that fits the small ball archetype that you're not giving up so much. Like you said, Lou, about Wiggs having issues guarding against 5s. He's not as good as Jaime. I don't want to start Jaime because I think we agree there because he's been in a great spot. He's comfortable. And I also think the lack of shooting from him would hurt the starting lineup. But I think you need a move just to get a power forward that is more can size up a little bit, and you're not giving up as much. So when you're doing the switching with Bam or whatever coverage you're in, you have some size. But I think ideally it's you just start Bam and Ware.
Yeah, 100%. I wish Nico was playing good enough for that to even be a conversation as well, but it's not. So, but I wouldn't be shocked if he works just a little bit better with that starting unit aside from Wiggins than Wiggins does. They have some tough decisions. This feels like a consolidation trade needs to occur at some point this season. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes. But ultimately, guys, they've won 6 in a row. There's not too much to be mad about. At this moment.
And they moved to 13-6 on the season. We got a stat here from Naveen Ganglani on Twitter. Each time that the Heat have won at least 13 games in the first 19 under Spo, that was 2012, 2013, 2014, 2020. They've made the finals each of those seasons.
There you go. Lock it in.
Bam on Kellel tonight. It might not be 20 and 18 every night, but that 11 and 9 was impactful and impacted winning. He was plus 16. That was allowed 11 and 9 that we need. He doesn't do that. We lose the game, and he's absolutely right. Ware's been great. I think we've talked about it. Like we have that high expectation. The team does. UD, Bam, everybody on the team and the fan base has those high demands. Okay, because this is in him. This was always in him. It was just an effort thing, a lack of focus, and he's been on point. I'm not concerned. I'm very pleased. As somebody who is a skeptic, I'm very pleased, Kay.
Oh yeah, I mean, love the brother. As far as the transition he seemingly made, you like to see him respond. His talent is immense, and as long as he continues to come and play with the motor that he's playing with, he's going to be successful, and the Miami Heat are going to be successful a long time. What you love is the fact that he is determined to touch every loose ball. He's just determined to touch it. And if he can touch it, he can affect it. And that's really been the difference in helping them get rebounds, helping them get loose balls, get steals, just keep things active. So, man, we headed in the right direction with him. He just got to be on the floor.
Absolutely. And then one last quote here from Tyler. On the Heat scoring 106 in back-to-back games since his return, he said, I want to score 150 as well. That looks from the bench. I'm trying to make it work. I'm not here to take over the offense. I told all the guys to play the same way, and I'll find my spots. I think he's been – I haven't had a complaint. I'm not a – Lou, you and me, we're not Tyler fans, separate reasons. But I don't think he's been an issue at all.
I agree.
I also think his quotes have been good. There's been times when you can hear something like a slight message there. I have not had an issue with what he's been saying in the press conferences at all.
Say the right things and you'll get your money, man.
Yeah, he's saying it and backing it up on the court. I got no issue with that.
People started tripping out over the we need to get some more pick and rolls. Like, are we being like that? That's what we're choosing. Like, I think he's right. God damn it! Like,
the offense has to evolve.
I'm not a truther. Like, I'm not defending this guy to the grave. But it does not take anybody to tell you like the Heat have stalled out some games and shit. When they stall out, I'd like to see some pick and rolls get involved from time to time, especially now that we got people who can shoot off the dribble to a certain degree and put pressure on the rim, and with the pace and with the space. It's different when we were running 37 pick and rolls. That's probably an
12 on the
understatement.
clock.
Yeah, we're running like 100 pick and rolls with 7 seconds getting started, as opposed to running 3 actions and then getting to a pick and roll and still having 13 seconds on the shot clock. The pick and roll is going to look a lot better. I promise y'all.
Yeah,
I
saw a stat today that Tyler averaged 33 picks a game last season.
Shit.
Him alone received 33 picks last season. He got 2 in the first game, and he played really well. Like, I'm not concerned about it. He's playing well. He's defending well. He's doing well. They won. Like, I've got no complaints from 14. He's been great. The Heat have been great all season long. 13-6 on the season. Craig Dillinger says Tyler suggested it as a strategic necessity, not as a requirement for him to play well. The outrage was nonsense. There is a segment of Heat Twitter that just doesn't want him to succeed. He's still on my team, so I want him to succeed at this point. But he backed it up. He played well, and he's not hijacking the offense or anything. Like, he's fitting in. What's that? LeBron. What did LeBron say about Kevin Love? Fit in or fit out?
Damn, I didn't even know.
And he's fitting in.
Yeah, he said that.
There's been no problem. We are done tonight. We had a fantastic game for not the greatest game. This was a tough watch. they struggled to this.
It was a gritty win, though. It was a gritty win.
It was a gritty win.
You like to see him go get these tough ones.
Yeah, I would much rather them like an ugly win over a beautiful loss. Like, there's not many pretty losses, and this was an ugly win. You got it done. You took care of business.
Last year versus Phoenix, you guys mentioned like can't win the games but last year versus Phoenix, where you just can't get a rebound. Like, I would much rather win like this than lose like that.
Absolutely. So Heat are off until Saturday night. Big game. I think if healthy, this is the biggest game of the season so far.
Yep,
if Detroit's fully healthy, that's one of the top contenders in the East. I believe they're still the first seed, right?
Yep. Then they're coming off a loss.
They're
too.
coming off a loss. I was gonna mention that. Yep, first loss, so they'll be pissed off.
But not only that, Duncan Robinson returns.
Hey,
the prodigal son.
He's hooping over there, y'all.
He is killing it. Duncan revenge game. No more side by sides with him and Simone.
Oh my god! I wish he was here for this offense.
Oh, he would have ate. He would have ate.
But
we'll see. We'll be there on Saturday. We want to wish everybody in our audience a fantastic Thanksgiving, Black Friday, whatever you celebrate. Enjoy the days off. All right. That's what we care about. We appreciate all the love we get, all the support. We appreciate you guys sticking with us all season long. This season's been really great. Viewership's been fantastic. The downloads have been great. Continue to download. Even if you listen live, still download it. Help us out as much as you can. Kay, where can the people find y'all?
Yeah, man. As it says down below, I'm sure they can see that at case _said_K on X. If you go there, you'll be able to find everywhere else. So just go there first, man, and find everywhere else. It'll be there. I promise you.
Absolutely. Lou, where can the people find you?
By the blurry sign you can't see back there, it's at Saucy Cakes with the Z at the end.
The beam is lit, and you can find me on Twitter or Blue Sky IB Franky G. And one last thing, as Mr. Clean 384 says in the chat, he didn't fight.